With OPTIMA batteries on the legendary Harris chain of lakes. Talking to you today about our BLUETOP batteries, and I have all four of them right here. So we're going to run through each of them, explain the similarities, explain the differences, and what people might be using them for. We'll start off with the 34M BLUETOP, rated at 1,000 marine cranking amps, 800 cold cranking amps, 50 amp hour capacity, reserve capacity of 100 minutes. You'll notice this is identical in size to our D34M, but look at the cases. Dark gray case and a light gray case. Now the difference between these two is that this 34M is our marine version of our red top starting battery. So if you have an outboard motor or an inboard and you just need a battery to start your engine and you don't have live wells or video monitors with sonar equipment or a large stereo system or any other significant electrical accessories, this is the battery for you. This will provide quite a bit of cranking amps for the size. It's rated at 1,000. That's a conservative number, and it'll get the job done for you. What you'll see here with this one, we don't show the marine cranking amps there, but this one is rated at 870 marine cranking amps, 750 cold cranking amps, so a little bit less than this one, but it has more reserve capacity, 120 minutes versus 100 for the 34M, and it's a 55 amp hour battery versus a 50 for the 34M. So the D34M is designed and warranted for starting and deep cycle use. It's a misnomer or a falsehood that people say, oh, these blue top batteries or the yellow top batteries are not designed for starting. They're absolutely designed for starting. They provide a lot more starting power than a lot of other flooded lead acid batteries of the same size. So they've got plenty of cranking amps for starting, and because they have the light gray case, they're also designed for deep cycle use. So if you have if you have a habit of playing your stereo on your boat while the engine's not running, or you have accessories, various fishing accessories, maybe not your trolling motors, but everything else that you have connected with live wells and Lowrance equipment and monitors and things like that. If this is your starting battery, but you have other electrical accessories on it, you probably want this one instead of this one. Okay, I get nervous sometimes when I see orders come in for two of these guys because I'm worried that it's somebody that's using the 34M on trolling motors, and that's not the battery you want on trolling motors. You definitely want the D34M or the bigger ones in the back. If it's a couple of outboards and you need a starting battery for each, that's fine. I know some people like using these in diesel trucks so they can attach accessories with these threaded terminals. I'll tell you though, these threaded terminals are designed for starting. They're not designed for long duration use. So if you're putting these batteries in a vehicle with a winch, connect it to these SAE terminals. These are the most robust connections, not these threaded terminals on top. Okay, so this one has 1,000 marine cranking amps. Guess what? So does this one, the big D27M. Now these batteries are significantly larger than these two right here, okay? These two batteries are about, from here to here, they're about 10 and just over 10 inches long. From here to here, they're almost 7 inches wide, and then the height of these batteries is just under 8 inches. The dimensions of these batteries are identical. Now this D27M, it's a significantly bigger battery. It's just over 12 inches wide from here to here. It's almost 7 inches wide front to back. And then the height of this battery is about 8 3/4 inches, so it's significantly taller. It's a heavier battery, okay? And when we talk about weight, the 34M weighs in, this is the light one, 38.4 pounds. The D34M is 43.5 pounds, so it's about 5 pounds more. Same case, but different design for that deep cycle use. It doesn't have the cranking amps as that one, but it has more reserve capacity, about 5 pounds heavier. This one, the D27M, is about almost 54 pounds. So it's basically 10 pounds heavier than this battery. 1,000 marine cranking amps, 800 cold cranking amps, which is the identical specifications for cranking amps to this one, but a significantly larger battery, and it has more reserve capacity, 140 minutes versus 120 for this guy, 100 for this guy, and it's a 66 amp hour battery. This one's a 55, this one's a 50, so we're progressively getting to the larger batteries. All right, and now this one also has provisions for vent tubes. I'm going to try to come around here a little bit. You see this hole? You can plug a vent hose in there. So if you have this located in an enclosed area and you need to vent it to the outside atmosphere, which you should do with any battery that's in an enclosed area, because the fumes, if a battery vents in an extreme overcharging situation, are flammable and toxic. So you want to get those out of your vessel or your vehicle. The D31M also has a vent port right here. I'll show that to you. You can connect a hose on there as well. So now that we're moving over to the D31M, this is the big boy. Okay, this is almost 60 pounds. We rate these at 59.8 pounds. And as you can see, 1125 marine cranking amps, 900 cold cranking amps, 75 amp hour battery, 155 minutes of reserve capacity. That's the biggest battery we make right now, for now. And they won't tell me, you know, they don't give Jim inside scoop on what's coming next, because I've got the keys to the Twitter account and I'll tell everybody. So they don't tell me until they're ready for the whole world to know. But this is our biggest one. This is the most popular battery in fishing applications where guys are using these for trolling motors. Now I'll talk to some guys that'll get away with a couple of these D27Ms and a 24 volt trolling motor. These are heavier though. When you're looking at 3 batteries, you're basically adding 18 pounds running these D31Ms versus the D27Ms. But this will give you the most energy, the most reserve capacity, the most amp hours out of any of these 4 options here. Biggest battery, most expensive, well over $300 at this point. And I don't talk about price much because who knows what year. I'm filming this in 2021. Somebody could be watching this in 2030 and the price will be totally different. So that's what the prices approximately were in 2021. They're going to change. One other thing I want to point out to you, these batteries are very heavy. And that's obvious, but because they're very heavy, sometimes they're cumbersome, awkward to move and carry around. I want to show you something on this battery right here. Do you see how it's light in color? We call this crazing. Now this battery was shipped to me, and perhaps when it was shipped, because it's a 60-pound battery, somebody might have dropped it on its side. And there's padding in our shipping that does a decent job of protecting batteries, but it can only do so much. And when I see white areas like this on a battery, that's an indication to me that the battery may have been dropped. So, and that's not just with Optima batteries, that's with any battery. If you see a discoloration in the case like that, you should also look for an abrasion or contusions or cracks in the cases of the batteries, even if they're AGM batteries, which may not show leaking right away, but they could show a crack. I'm going to be very cautious with this one. I don't know that this one's going to get out in the wild, just because I don't want to take a chance that it's going to have an issue with it because it might have been dropped as it was being shipped to me. But normally you can see these batteries, the color of the cases are consistent throughout. And usually what happens when a battery gets dropped, it's usually on a corner. These dark gray cases will get lighter and you'll see maybe a crack or an abrasion that'll come up the side. So be aware of that. Whether you're purchasing an Optima or any other battery, inspect the corners of the battery, because there's a lot of handling in a battery that goes on between when it comes off the production line and when it shows up at a retailer or gets into your hands. There's a lot of people handling it. There's a lot of people carrying it. We kind of have integrated carrying handles underneath them in these corners here that make it easier to grip, and then we have these handles on these batteries that slide into the sides here that make them easier to carry, but they're still heavy. And they can sometimes be a little bit much for people. So that's a quick rundown of our Optima BLUETOP batteries. You can learn more about them at our website, optimabatteries.com, printed on every battery we sell right there. And our 800 number is right there as well. These batteries all come with a 2-year free replacement warranty in consumer applications. If you're doing commercial stuff with them, that's a different story. But for most people buying these, it's a 2-year free replacement warranty. And I'll show you right back here. I actually have a D27F yellow top. Okay, that's basically the same batteries as BLUETOP, except it doesn't have these threaded terminals. But look at this: 3-year free replacement warranty, 2-year free replacement warranty on that one. Why is this one 3 years and this one's 2 years? Well, this is a direct fit replacement for a lot of Toyota trucks. And I'll be quite honest with you, these batteries, these BLUETOPs, primarily go into Marines and RVs, and people just don't take care of their junk. All right, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. The best thing to do to maximize battery performance and lifespan is to keep the batteries fully charged as much as possible, whenever possible. People tend to park their boats and RVs. Maybe they forget to top off the batteries when they do it. Maybe something gets left on in a boat or an RV and discharges the battery, or maybe they don't think to charge the battery until the night before they're going to go use it again. Anytime any of these batteries or any other lead acid batteries get discharged below 12.4 volts, they start sulfating. And when that happens, it diminishes capacity and lifespan. So the best thing you can do to maximize the performance and the lifespan of your battery is to plug it in to a quality battery charger or maintainer. And I've got them all over the place. I just have them off of these right now because I'm shooting this video. But man, take care of your batteries, because that's really, internally, this battery is identical to this battery. Externally, it's obviously got these posts on here, but people just don't take care of their boats and RV batteries like they should. And people put this battery in a Toyota pickup truck and run it every day, and it'll stay properly maintained. So basically the same battery, 1 year longer warranty than this one. All the D31Ms have a 2-year free replacement warranty, whether it's a yellow top or a BLUETOP, just because those tend to be high cycle applications where people are cycling them and discharging them deeply. If any battery is going to fail because of a manufacturing issue, or because maybe somebody dropped it before you got it, it's probably going to show up within the first couple weeks, if not the first couple days of use. Beyond that, your battery lifespan and performance will largely be tied to how you use it and how you maintain it. So one last thing I'll talk about, if you maybe have a 36-volt trolling motor system, and you're looking at the price of these batteries, and this one's less expensive than this one, and this one's less expensive than this one, you may be saying, well, I'm just going to go for the cheapest. Don't go for the cheapest, because this one's not designed for deep cycle use, including trolling motors. Now, you can use this one on trolling motors, but I will tell you, the more deeply you discharge any battery, the fewer cycles you will get out of it. So sometimes you're better off going with a little bit larger battery, or maybe even the largest battery you can fit into your boat or RV, because when you do discharge the battery, you won't discharge it as deeply. You'll get more cycles out of it. It'll last longer. You'll spend less money in the long run than if you just go for the cheapest battery up front and you discharge this battery down to 80%. Maybe you only discharge this one down to 50%. Maybe this one only to 30%. And as a result, maybe you get 300 life cycles out of this one, 500, 700, who knows? But I don't know the exact number, but I can tell you, the less you discharge the battery when you cycle it, the longer lifespan you'll get out of it. So that's where a larger battery with more reserve capacity, more amp hours can help you in those situations. So again, OPTIMAbatteries.com is our website, where you can learn all about these. And if you're in the lower 48 states of the United States, you can order online, have them shipped to your door. Thank you so much for watching.